This they do in India, uh, Namaste or Hari Om or Om Shanti. These are the symbols which is for from head to the heart. Now, head is always talking or means thinking. The heart indicate toward the silence. So we talking human being, and then there is a little puppy here is silent, but it talk in its own way. So the words, alphabets have been invented in some language, Western world, 26 alphabet, the Sanskrit, the Hebrew, the ancient ones, even more expression, double, 52 or more than, uh, because expression of life, they came from different intelligence. For example, the love, the mind is seeking, I love my house, I love my car, I love my boyfriend, girlfriend, blah, blah. And then you change the car after a while, new model, change the house, and the objective thinking, our programmed, change the girlfriend, boyfriend. The then the love says, I'm looking for the love which does not change. In English language, in the Sanskrit, there are 5 words. The love for the non-objective, for the objective world, material world, and for the human beings, the consciousness, the word prema. Prema is means unconditional, unreturnable, which is not born out of cause and effect, but which is a-causal, beyond the cause and effect. What is that state of beyond? You needed to also participate, or we are communicating. Uh, like what that means, a-causal, like our material life based on more and more rooted into that spiritual, the sun shining outside, everyone feels to go and sit in that sunlight. That is communication without the words. The sun is not boasting, I'm here, come out. Through silence is spreading its warmness. Why the birds are singing, why the butterflies are coming. So they are more operating from the heart space, the silent space which cannot be spoken. The more and more the mind gets settled and settled and settled into the heart, it's very similar, we can understand, observing the ocean. Ocean, you will see near the full moon, more tides, more waves, more wanting. And the more and more it settles down, the waves are calmed down. When you go deep down in the ocean, there's no stirring, you know, like you have that stirring. When you make milkshake, what is that called?
Blender?
Blender. So the consciousness, which is virgin consciousness, born is not born actually, it's always there, awareness, but it get entangled with the what? The thought form. How does it come into being? The ego, the I, from the infinite to the finite, the body, identification to the body. I am the body, and the body. It is this vast energy which cannot be defined, which cannot be controlled, want to understand, want to control, want to secure. So it gives it a name and form. It gives it a name and form. But during the journey, during the identification, the name and form become all more important, and then forget where it the originated from. And that's exactly materialism or computerization does in our life. New model coming every year. Memory to a one bathroom, one house, one car, changes every year or every 2 years. What changes? Our thinking changes. The thinking get bored with the old one, get new one. You go deep down, if you observe like the ocean, so appearing as changing, but nothing changing.
Yeah.
Appear changing, the tomatoes we get maybe bigger, color is different, but there are always there were plus minus adjustment to what is the isness, and nobody can sell the isness. This presence, the sunlight, the beauty, the the consciousness, you cannot put in a product and you cannot sell it. But that is the prime. Like, for example, all the vegetables, where do they come from? Mother Earth. That you cannot sell. But what you sell is the outcome. So the life, what is worth in life, there are people who spend 20 years, 40 years, 60 years working like a donkey because that's what they are taught or programmed in their mind, that life is to work, you will become more recognized, more successful. But then other people will tell you and show you there's not hard work which make you successful, but smart. And then there are computer thieves, and they invent new method how to steal without the gun, without that. And that's how in the world this weaponization, how to control, which is all fake, all fake, all fake. Because even in the dream, your Miss Cleopatra or any king or any queen is still a dream. So then there are other category of the mind which says, oh, life is so precious. Don't waste your life into the lower chakras or lower hard work like a donkey. Go to the higher. That's the invention of the mind. You go to Home Depot, you talk to a laborer. You say, hey, you need to meditate, you need to go to higher chakras. Don't spend life on working. But he is more connected with the here now.
Yeah.
He's not more worried. He does not know. So, what is the field of life? Knowing or unknowing? Both are the illusory. That's why they call the Maya. Maya, enlightened being in the dream are still the same. If two people are dreaming, one is dreaming the gold palace and mansion, another is living in the hut and the garden. It's still the dream. And that's why all lower, higher, both are the dream. Whether you're king or beggar, all the same, make no difference. Because when you shift the consciousness from the dreaming dream to the wakefulness, you say, it does not matter whether you are millionaire or billionaire or millionaire, it's all just a hogwash. Whether in your bank account you have 100 million or 100 pennies, doesn't matter. So, the life is to be lived here and now, or you miss it. You can imagine and argue and have 10 attorneys and argue and argue. Make no difference. What kind of difference? Difference is like this. We are talking and trying to understand, and look, the little puppy is linear. Linear means not divided. That is the great seers, great masters of Jain or Vedanta, they talk the oneness without the two. What is that oneness which cannot be divided? Even you try, physically, mentally, or intellectually, it cannot be. They say, hey, fools, foolish mind, look at the ocean, observe without the words. Morning, evening, the sky, every minute, every 2 hours, every hour, the beautiful painting coming. On the ocean, very calm, the waves look different. Is it separate from the ocean? It can look separate. It can look separate. Like you see a mirror, look different to two women. But is it two? No. Appear as two, but not to. The same way, the thinking born out of being. That's why the art of living and the science of being is the supreme science of all science. That's what they described. The material, the prakriti, the nature is split into three modes. What are those modes? Generative, operative, destructive. That appear as generative, operative, building, and destructive. At the same time, but because the memory cannot record at the same time, everything, the house you are building at the same time is going under the other. But we cannot see. The same way the food you eat is food, clothes, everything. Why? The body, which is growing, is also decaying at the same time. So you cannot step out of the godliness. But there are fake religions who made God as the object out of their own business, because the more you are hanging in the time, the more you are disciple of their membership of their church and organization. The truth cannot be organized. Truth cannot be controlled in time, that after 5-10 years you will get enlightened. It's not in that. You cannot turn a bad dream into a good dream, even if you pay 1 million or 5 million. You can change your bed into a luxury bed, but there is no control that you want a bed dream in the luxury. You are in the luxury bed, still can have. What the name for the bad dream? Nightmare. So therefore, the real seekers, not mental seeker, intellectual seeker, that is fake seeking. It is the fiery means burning fire which burn the fancy thinking, because what is fancy? If you are really hungry, you want to argue 1 hour menu or 2 hour.
No, you just want a piece of bread.
And you don't even want. The only action happens. So without wanting the action, because it's the existential existence, cosmic existence. Like the fish and the fish head. It does not see that what a fisherman take a kind of a instrument and put some food over it. It does not see what is hidden inside. The bait. Are there enlightened fish who can see? So people have put quoting that, oh, a fancy idea after enlightened, you will have no misery, no suffering. It's not that the things change, but the difference is mutation. Mutation is from doer to the seer, from involved into this chain of dream, action, reaction, reaction, action. Actually, it appears like 100 actions, but it's one action, reaction, action. Because your identification, this is me, the body, name and form, that the prime illusion. And then it gives birth to ro, ro, yo, 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 yo. Doing good, bad, doing bad, good, doing good, and stuck and caught in that. So seer means seeing is what the little puppies do or the little child does. Knowing the knower, aware of the awareness itself. You see you see a flower, you don't name it, you don't put knowledge behind and action reaction. You're just seeing without thinking. That's a shift from the thinking head to the heart consciousness, which does not judge, which does not give birth to another desire. Otherwise, you get caught again and again, giving birth to many lifetimes and identify to the sensual desires. Oh, sensual desire, some many lifetime to the greed, more houses, more control, which is all fake. More sex, more gluttony, food, all these are the holes, sensual pleasure. And the paradox is that do you have the houses, 10 houses, 20 houses, or the house is having you? You have 20 toilets, but not even one you could use. Constipated in the body and in the mind. That's what the other name of salvation, liberation is freedom. Freedom from the known means freedom from the head. Headless living is the big demand of the anxiety. Why? Because you can buy things. You can buy a car, not even just on the phone, on internet. But you cannot buy a easement. You can buy a pill for the anxiety. It can maybe shut it up, but not the real.
Right. Right. It doesn't take it away.
Yeah, like hunger, you can buy a pill for sleep, sound sleep. It can what you call react chemical, and it can life. That's exactly what happened in the time of the Alexander the Great. He was conquering, control. But then When he was about, because he died young, he said, I'll give half the kingdom if you could give me even 10 months or 10 days. And all the doctors could not. Because all the doctors, psychologists, they are working in the realm of the body mind.
Mhm.
Body mind mechanism is not you. Body mind is the layer over you, means like the roll flower, the petals and sepals, they are the coverings, they are the layers. But what is the perfume? What is the eternal? That is the which is beyond the time, which does not die and born. And cannot be understood. Because what we understand with the mind is alteration and modification. It does not actually, you cannot invent the truth. You cannot find the truth in God because it's not a thing. It's not time-bound thing. In order to let God in, you have to go. God is not the person. Godliness, which you cannot step out of it. You are it. And that's why the one word in Sanskrit, Tattvam Asi, thou you are seeking, are it. Thou art that, thou art it, thou art isness. You cannot be out of it. Oneness without the two, and free, and all the time, and out of all the time. But we are glued to the gluey desire and gluey thinking and start dreaming into that nonsense. And life becomes a work. I'm not saying anti-work, but life is celebration. Celebration without the result, without the action reaction. Suppose you go to a neighbor and bring some fruit and fruit. Why? What? The question will arise. No reason. Is it your birthday? Did you win the court case? Another kind of life which is no reason. Like we do satsang, always has to be a reason. But imagine the life without the reason already in the animal kingdom, plant kingdom. Plant, they adjust and they share without the reason. Why the birds sing? Why the roses bloom? Because of a reason that someone will come and give me in the wedding. So imagine. Here they say retirement is golden days, but you don't know retired people are more bored than anyone else. Why? Because their thinking mind become double and they get bored because they were used to the machine, working. Therefore, we should give this message without reason to some people who are really, because one don't need to certify or verify religion or prove it, because the truth everyone heard knows that there is a dimension. Otherwise, the mind always, oh, I'm to go there, I'm to go there, I'm to go there. You are a beggar inside. Therefore, wake up to the inner kingdom, inner royalty, which is already there. How much is the difference in the dream and non-dream state? How much? You remain the same. It's the shift. It's the shift. So, even if Buddha is walking here, what will be the difference in Buddha and you? Outside the same. Nose, ear, the same. Only the difference, not that he has beautiful orange robes and blah blah, none of those. Only thing is, if you would ask him, he will say that you are asleep and I am awake. Actually, not I as the eye you see the body. Awake means he is not dreaming the dream. Now, 99%, 98% people don't even know that they are into a dream. Why? Because the ego fabricate that. Like in the spider, in the night time, create a new spider network and it's built. So you cannot really know or calculate or believe in what you already are. Why? Because you're infinite, unbounded. So you cannot, like the eyes can see outside, the eyes can see themselves. That is the mystery. Actually, these eyes don't see. Those are the reflections, but there is something else which sees. It's the chip, memory chip sees. If you disconnect the two, the eyes can be still there and still not see. So that's what I'm saying, that you cannot know yourself. You cannot know godliness because the reason it is not in the domain of knowing or unknowing. Of course, their scriptures will say, know thyself. They try to indicate that the best tool you have to know is the memory, the brain, but that is also a fake. It's the heart consciousness which is one without the two. And then all seeking is ended. The very seeking is from the knowledge and no. No means past, future, the time illusion. When you are one with the oneness, no seeking is there. No seeking. You are just blown away. into the infinite. You go to the paradise or Hawaii, your mind is blown away. But memory chip come back after 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and it want to capture. Capture means make photo, make this. I'll try to show to my relative or to this. But the real, you put the word, the real orgasmic moment means we're blown away, is compact, compressed, but the mind is no longer. The time is no longer. Imagine, the seeker is gone. And that's what happened every day. In the sound sleep, you are not a doctor, millionaire, or all add-ons are gone. And that is the returning back to the womb of the nobodiness, no becoming, all bubble is gone. And that's the ultimate pleasure, ultimate. You want to return to that ultimate bliss through products, through sex, drug, rock and roll, through this, through entanglement, through entertainment. But those are all fake because they keep you busy and forgetfulness for a while, but come back with the interest. You see any entertainment, it is lonely, miserable, that activity. Need and seek more. Entertainment can be of any object. You can invent ice cream flavor, you can this 10 flavor, 20 flavor. It's all had bubble without the bubble, without bubble within the bubble, dream within the dream. And that's what I'm trying to say. It looked like new model, 2G, 3G, 5, every bathroom changing every year. But actually, much more. Suppose you have 10 kind of dishes and your taste bug is gone. That's where the Buddha, the scientists come. Hey, learn how to give, learn what is compassion, learn the mother nature which is giving without reason. But man made anything, even the park, even the beach, everything is toxic in a fancy way. And that's why man is going toward the Shiva, the end of the GOD, generative operative, and boom. And that's nothing wrong. It is only the transform, different state. Different state means whatever is being constructed is being destroyed at the same time. At the same time, Y at the same time. Body is created, but it's growing toward the other end. And that's where last time you were talking how the cycle moves. Kali Yuga means the other phase is just moving, moving. What is not moving is the consciousness. In every physical thing, aeroplane or one thing is not the wheel of the car is moving, but inside is not moving. The ocean. You see what you have to say.
I appreciate what you're saying, and
What you have to.
Well, the awareness, how will you understand that you're aware and not dreaming?
You cannot. You are it. You cannot. You cannot. All you can know. Okay, on physical level, how do I know I'm suffer? Suppose if a thorn is gone in my foot,
You feel
I-
the pain.
I know that it is the pinching, right?
Mm-hmm.
Physical level. If somebody put a knife, I know it's hurting. Physical level. Then mental level is get such a tricky thing that it get busy, get consumed. The consciousness is okay, like the screen and the channel 2, channel 3, channel 4. When you change the channel 3 to 5, the 5 take over the screen. The same way, some people say that you sold your life too cheap, means the pure consciousness get consumed. The pure consciousness got consumed into the mental activity. Some people reduce to the physical bodybuilding, because they think this is real. This is real. It's not. We are not excluding. We are including. It's real. But what kind of real? When a dream is only 20 minutes, it's still a dream. So physical, mental is other side of the body. Body, mind are two sides of the same coin. They wrap each other. Like the two sides of the same coin. But what is such a thing? You will understand it with the light. You see the bulb and the lamp. Bulb and the lamp is what I see is the bulb. The light is there. But what is the light? What is seeing through your eyes? That you cannot see. That's almost invisible. Then you can go toward the memory chip, like the whole computer, very invisible. The love you feel toward your dog or any person, where is the love? Where is it?
Sure.
You see, you point out here, but it is not in the body. It's in the body and out of the body and everywhere and nowhere. That's what the infinite consciousness come to the contracted body. Contracted body get identified, and then I start get the illusion that this is me, name and form. Name and form is a window, is a reflection, but you are eternity. And that's because you suffer in the body mind, you seek the real eternity, eternal eternity, immortal eternity, which you already are, which you cannot become and again, which you already are. You have just got glued. You don't get glued. So every desire, every thinking comes with a glue. Awareness, which is choiceless awareness, which is without the thought, without the thing, is without the thought. The thought is the biggest, the mind is the biggest prison, biggest enemy, and yet biggest friend and biggest blessing too at the same time. At the same time. At the same time, it is only a shift, it's a mode. Mode means you shift the mode toward the duality, ignorance, good, bad, or you shift the mode here where there is no duality. There is no activity, and that's what I want to write through you, that there is nothing else you can do and you can do to liberate. You already are the liberation. You already are. You got into a wrong platform. You went into a wrong world of the dream called the Maya. Maya means dualistic mind, head, thinking, always good, bad. Imagine you meet a new person, you will say, you're very good, you're very good. Guaranteed after a few days, the good will change into bad. Because it's only alteration of the mind. Mind is the nature of the mind. The nature of the mind is the dual. Good, bad, right, wrong. Good, bad, right, wrong. What an attorney does, he does not do anything. He only uses decorative words and make the shift. My client is very nice. He's only the victim. He decorates the world, the illusion of the world. There is nothing real in this real world. Why? Because all we know is the memory and ego, which is both are fake. Dream within the dream. So you are doing 10-hour practice of meditation and changing clothes, all those things. Those are dream within the dream. Only I cannot know the truth. All I can know is the fakeness of me, the identification of my awareness into the I'm white, I'm this, I'm American, I'm this. All those identifications are basura. When you see from the light of the heart, even that little puppy will tell you all your basura ideas. So, a new way of living does not need to change anything. There are not changes, because in the dream, what can you change? You become 1 millionaire to 10 millionaire still in the dream. You step out of that transmutation. Freedom from the known. Freedom from the known means that I want to know something which is not knowable. And Like in the sound sleep, you do not want any desire. Desire is gone. Why? Desire is gone because something bigger than desire has entered you. When you are a child with pure awareness, you try to bribe the child. I'll give you a Rolls Royce, I'll give you a mansion, I'll give you 10 million. Okay, watch, observe, do it sometime. That child awareness means without the thought, without the ego. Papa, he will talk like you see, is infinity with the infinity. Unboundedness. See, the nature of the desire is that even after getting what you desire, it does not end. It changed the object. You were married to someone, you then you're seeking another, you're seeking. Is the object change, but the anxiety remain the same. You get the best foods, you get the any material, any objective world is why? Why? Because dual want to be non-dual. Where you become non-dual? In the dream you are still two. In the so-called wakefulness you are still two. Because mind is two. I want to hook up 100 students. I guarantee I can do it very quick because I tell them I'll enlighten them within the 6 month, guaranteed. And they want 6 months. They are more happy because they're doing something. But if I tell them it's basura, nobody can give you anything, nobody need anything, you are only just befooling yourself and others. But what is sellable and non-sellable? What you want to sell, you bring the time in between. And techniques and methods and process and pins and robes and what have you. One of girl you can call niece or the word, she's glorified because she's in a big ashram, but it is just the same, only change the clothes, blue or orange. There is no method, there is no technique, there is no time, there is no teaching. Only thing is that you miss the divine. You miss the divine means that flood of love which flows through you, that look, man, this is not because of your doing. Is irrespective you already are. You are just so damn full that you are busy in working and thinking I'm taking care of some people. I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. That wrong identification of body mind. It's not that the body mind has the same, is like a boat. It can take you toward darkness, it can take you toward the light. So precious, so precious. Then, and you can you can understand why it happened in the case of the awakened one, because Siddhartha or Buddha was born in the family of a royal family. Means all was given. You can desire or imagine and everything will be there. But he went to the truth. Truth is not that you can seek with the mind. It already is, but then he took the turn around and he found that what is the cause of suffering? What is the cause of suffering? Because he saw the old man, he saw the sick man, leprosy, dead man, and will this body mind will happen to me? And then he was the real scientist, or Ramana Maharishi, Guru Ramana Maharishi. See, these things are which throughout the time there had been the scientist, like that, Patanjali Yogi or this, and that will happen. Now, why does it not happen to many people? Of course, it happens. There are enlightened beings even in this, even the not the Western world, Western. There are. And they went to that reality maybe through LSD, DMT, or through different, because it does like this, that chemical shake up, the mental activity, your involvement in the mind. It break up, it shake up. So, but that's not the natural organic flowering. Because organic is different than the tomato made with the injection. See, we don't have life. We don't have. If we have life, we sit down with the nature and learn from the children, learn from the uh, plants and animals, and they come. Oh, you cut your bamboo fence to 3 foot. Hey, look, the rule you made 50 years ago was this. Now it is different. Pandemic. Need more. You should change the rule 3 to 9 foot. And so it's changing. But there is something which is not changing, and that is you can give the word compassion, love, but that has a different way of living. That no reaction. You can still appear as reacting or whatever, but inside you know that there is no action reaction. You are just flowing, or which we observe the sunshine. Then you transcend the time. Time is no longer. And the seeker is gone. Why? Because the traveling of the mind is gone. you have arrived home, which you already are, Tattvamasi. Om Shanti. The heart, we talk of the heart, is not only the physical heart, but it represents the heart of the whole cosmos, the infinite, unbounded. As you are the real, pure awareness. See, when you are toward the truth, the time is no longer.